Hi, I'm Sarabeth Gordon, and I'm from the Pensacola Mess Hall. MESS stands for Math, Engineering, Science, and Stuff. And we are an all-hands-on science museum where we like you to design your own experiments and look at the world through math, engineering, and science. Today, what I brought is some fake feathers. I know they don't look like fake feathers, but they are. Imagine that they are the feathers of a duck. And what would happen if we took some water, and here's my pipette, and I dripped some water on my duck feather. Oh, do you see how it looks really different from this duck feather? That water is soaking into my duck feather. Well, how do ducks stay dry? They have a really special gland near the base of their tail called a uropygial gland, and they use it to take oil from that gland. I'm not a duck, so I have a spray bottle of oil, and I'm going to spray the other feather with some oil. And just imagine I'm a duck, and I'm grooming my feathers, reaching back and grooming my feathers. So now I have a nice oiled feather. So if I take that same pipette and add some water, what happens to it? That water just drips right off. So that uropygial gland and the special oils that they put on their feathers let a duck stay dry, even though they can swim all day. This always brings me to when I say with the mess hall, the stuff part, sometimes the stuff is a story. I'm going to make sure I have all the water and oil off my hands before I pick up my story today, which is The Other Ducks by Ellen Yeomans and pictures by Chris Sheban. And it's read with permission from Macmillan. This duck and that duck were the best of friends. They played all spring as the rushes grew high and lush beside the wady water of Little Puddle. One day, this duck and that duck went walking through the rushes. At a time like this, there should be other ducks, this duck said. What's other ducks? That duck said. Like us, only not us, this duck answered. If there were other ducks around, we would waddle in a line. Aren't we in a line? After all, I follow where you go, that duck said. This duck stopped. Two is not a line. Two is a follow. A line is better. A line is more ducky. We need other ducks for that. Right now, we're just a couple of ducks out for a waddle. They continued waddling in a not quite line until they came to a big puddle full of cool, clear wallow water. This duck splashed and splished and dipped and dashed and dunked. I'm swimming, she called. How do you know? That duck asked. Well, it just feels like swimming, this duck answered. That duck dipped his webbed foot into the big puddle and pulled it right back out. And what exactly is swimming? That duck asked. This, said this duck. It's like waddling, but in the water. I don't think my feet are touching bottom. Not touching? Oh, devil, that duck fretted. This duck looked down to check and saw another duck looking up at her. Come in, this duck called to that duck. There's a wonderful surprise in here. Is it safe? That's an awfully big puddle. That duck was worried, but finally Flip-Flap followed. He paddled and then looked down to see if his feet were touching the bottom and saw another duck looking at him. Are those? That duck began. The other ducks, this duck finished. As summer warmed the world around them, the other ducks swam whenever and wherever this duck and that duck swam. They dipped and dunked at the same time, too. If only the other ducks weren't always upside down. And though this duck and that duck tried, they could never get the other ducks behind them, so they could all swim in a line. They never waddled in a line either, because the other ducks never got out of the big puddle. It was nice to have them around, but it was not as ducky as it might have been. And then, one windy, rainy day, the other ducks disappeared. This duck and that duck called and called for them. They swam through the choppy water to the far side of the big puddle, but they didn't find them. The next day was sunny and bright, and the other ducks were back. Soon, autumn claimed the world all around them. More and more days were windy, rainy, and cold. The other ducks were not there as often. One day, this duck said, "I think they left us." "Is that them?" that duck asked. "Bug," said this duck. "Is that them?" that duck asked. "Falling leaves," this duck said. She was beginning to wonder if that duck had learned anything all summer. "How about that?" that duck asked. "Birdie bird," this duck answered. "How do you know?" that duck asked. "It just looks like a birdie bird." This duck stretched her wings and pretended to be a birdie bird. "What do they do?" asked that duck, pretending the same thing. "They fly high and they fly far," this duck said. And then this duck ran and hopped and flew. "Look, my feet aren't touching, but be a birdie bird too," this duck called down. And though that duck wasn't at all sure he wanted to be one, he ran and hopped and flew. This duck and that duck flew around their big puddle. They searched for the other ducks, but they did not see them. Still, the flying was fun. One day, this duck did not want to play with that duck. She was restless. "My feathers itch," she said. The next day, that duck felt the very same way. "We need to go," this duck said. "Where to?" that duck asked. "To south." "Where is that?" "We'll figure it out." That duck looked into the big puddle. "I wish the other ducks could go with us." "Maybe the other ducks are already there," this duck said. "Let's fly instead of waddle." "Because we don't quite make a line?" that duck asked. "Yes, and because I think we need to get to south faster." This duck said, "Look, so many birdie birds. Let's follow them south." This duck and that duck took to the air right behind the birdie birds. When they caught up, they found the birdie birds were other ducks. This duck and that duck formed a line. A line! "Like us, only not us," this duck called to that duck. And all together they flew to south. Winter settled itself over the big puddle and the little puddle, but there weren't any ducks to see it or feel it or hear how very quiet it was. When spring arrived, this duck and that duck flew home. This time, as the rushes grew tall and lush behind the little puddle, a lively line formed behind them. This duck led the way to the big puddle. "Keep the line, everyone," she called. "Why are they so small?" that duck asked. "It's the way everything starts," this duck answered. "How do you know?" that duck asked. "I just pay attention," this duck said. This duck and that duck and the other little ducks waddled in a line to the cool, clear wallow waters, and every single one of them felt downright ducky.